Hello traders, this is a live day trading video. In just a minute and a half, or actually a little bit less, I'm going to become active in this trade. You can see that my position is right here at 59.71. My stop loss, this is like a worst case scenario stop loss, is down here 55.89. This trade is pretty much completely automated, meaning that I did not enter this position. The order is out ahead of time, at least a day before. And if the price action moves to where my position gets filled, then it gets filled and I get an alert on my phone. And then my only job at that point is to become active in the trade at the market close. And that's what we're doing right now. We have just a little over 5 minutes before the market closes. You're going to hear my alarm go off in about 30 seconds. And that's my signal to become active in the trade. And at that point, I'm going to move my stop loss up to a local support area. And then we're going to watch the price action up until the market closes. And if we can, we will follow the price action up into the close. Otherwise, we might get stopped out. But either way, you're going to see it all happen live. And then at the very end of the video, we're going to enter in the results into my spreadsheet. And I'll show you where we are. If you've been following along in this trading plan, I've taken quite a few trades here. My alarm's about to go off in just a few seconds. There you go. So that tells me to become active in the trade. So I'm going to move it up to a local support. Now I'll just kind of fine tune it here. We might get stopped out before I even get the chance to do that. So let's go to 68.27. I mean, we're right around where the price action is. I might get stopped out here. But this is where I feel like there should be local support. And if we get stopped, there we go, we get stopped out, that's absolutely fine. The price may come down a little bit and reverse. It may continue lower. I don't know what's going to happen, but I was comfortable with placing my stop loss there based on this price action. So that's where we are. We just got filled at, let's see, 60.24. So that was a winning trade. And we're going to go to the spreadsheet. The last few trades I have taken with this plan, or were, kind of forced to take with this plan because of the trading plan, have been losers. There's been 3 losers in a row, and that's the first time this has happened in 55 trades. So you can see here on the spreadsheet, I have the worst case scenario exit in place right now. That's where the stop loss was. So we can update that 60.24. So this was a winning trade. We got 53 cents per share on that trade. I'm only tracking one single share on this spreadsheet because I want to see if this plan is profitable based on the plan itself with the same share size, not based on whether or not I increase or decrease my share size. I'll kind of get into more detail with that as we go on through this trading plan. But right now, let's just record all of the information. Actually, this should be a 1. That means this was a winning trade and it was not a losing trade. This means that I took the trade, and 591, that is where we are right now, which is unfortunate because we lost quite a bit of money in these last 3 trades. We just kind of hit a losing streak with this thing. And let's take a look at the daily chart really quick before we go over the rest of the results, because I want to show you why it is a little bit surprising. But again, this is why I forward test everything after I back test it. So this is the daily chart of SPXL, and if you're not familiar, it follows the S&P 500. So if you pull up any S&P 500 ETF or SPX, which is the S&P 500 index itself, you're going to see the exact same price action. I mean, when I say exact, like 99%. This is a leveraged ETF, so there are going to be some subtle differences, but for the most part, it is the same. And I back tested this ETF specifically during this period from this purple vertical line to this green vertical line. This was the period that I back tested in, and you can see the trend was overall down. If I draw some trend lines here just to kind of give you a big picture of the overall trend here, let's just focus on the area between the 2 lines. I'm just going to go over that area just by a little bit there, and we can see a very well defined downtrend here. And during this downtrending period, this trading plan proved profitable, even though it only takes long positions, which means that you want to see the price go up. So even though this thing was trending down, we were able to make a profit in our back testing, and we had a decent win rate of about 66%. And so far, we have been showing basically the same thing with our forward testing results. except for these last 3 trades have been kind of an anomaly. So I'm not that worried about it, because with anything that has to do with statistics, you're going to have these outliers and you're going to have these anomalies that pop up. And in statistics, you ignore those and you stick with what normally happens. So that's what we're going to do so far, and we're not going to worry about it until we get to 100 trades. And if this thing is not profitable, you can see I'm just extending this trend line, that things are kind of following the same trend in the long term. Of course, you can develop some shorter term trends in here. Let's see here. Obviously, a dip below there. So yeah, I don't think I would draw this trend line exactly like that. I guess what we would do if I was connecting this is just extend this line out like that. So we're still in this kind of overall downtrend. So things shouldn't really be changing that much, but we've had a bit of divergence in the daily candles, and that's what's kind of been hurting us. So anyway, it just is what it is, and we are 55, I think, trades into this now, and we are still profitable even though we've had quite a drawdown. We'll take a look at all of the data and the P&L curve and all that. So we've had, out of 104 trading days, we've taken 55 trades. P&L is down to $5.91. It's been up as high as about $18, and that's per share. So it all depends on how many shares you're trading. This is just tracking one single share trades. So if you're trading 10 shares, you'd be up $59 right now. 100 shares, $590 right now, so on and so forth. Win rate has dropped quite a bit. It's down to about 62%. We were around 64, 65% for the majority of this, but again, we're in a little bit of an anomaly scenario right now with those last 3 trades being losers. We've only had 2 losers in a row up until now, so it is considerable, that third loser. That's 50% more losers than we're normally having in a losing streak. So anyway, 35 wins, 21 losses, 55 total trades. So that just kind of checks my data. And the average cost per trade, $74. I have to update the average winner. Our return on investment based on this average cost is now down to about 8%. It's been up over 20% multiple times throughout this forward testing. So I really am curious to see where it is at that 100 trade mark. I think that is going to be a good enough sample size to give us a good idea of what this thing's going to do long term, and that's what we're shooting for. So our average loss is 219. Our average win is actually going to go down a little bit after today's trade because this was a pretty small winner. Just checking the sell number here, H161. I'm going to update that live. Just bear with me. So let me just add that in. And there's our average winner, and our win-loss ratio is 0.7. So our winners are 0.7 times our losers. So that's not ideal, but in our back testing, we were at 0.83, and we were closer, much closer to that before this, as I said before, this kind of outlier area that we're in right now in the forward testing. So I'm not concerned with anything. We're still profitable, even though we've had a bit of bad luck here in the last few trades. This is our P&L curve. You can see we dipped way down. We're down here right now, so we're not far from where we were at the very beginning. But this is all about the long term, and just the fact that we're still profitable and during this kind of downturn market with this long bias plan, I think is pretty impressive. So anyway, that's where we are right now. This is just another look here at the daily chart of SPXL. We're going to keep trading this exactly as we have been. The main thing is that we're following the plan 100%, so we're taking our losses when we have to and taking the winners as we should, and that's all we can do. So just stay tuned. I'm going to keep trading this thing, and I'll update it on a fairly regular basis, at least once a week, as long as there are trades to take. I think 7 days ago was the last video I made, so hopefully this video is helpful to you. The main message that I want to send out there to everyone is that you need to go into every trade with a plan, stick to that plan no matter what, always take your stop losses, honor your profit target, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.